Hello YouTube, Mountbound here again, and this is a how-to video on Izumo after grinding through it to the Yamato and going back and playing it a little bit since then. Um, I looked it up. There's not really that many how-to Izumo videos on YouTube, and the ones that are up there, they're pretty outdated. So I'm just going to share with you what worked for me and what playstyle worked for me in my grind through the Izumo to the Yamato. So starting off, let's get right up to the module upgrades that I used. Magazine modification 1, so no lull detonation. Damage control 1 and 2, these are almost necessary in the current meta. Secondary battery modification 2, because the Izumo does actually have really good secondaries when they can be used. Main battery modification 3, because faster turrets, faster load time. And concealment modification 1. Now, the first thing when you first unlock Izumo, what you want to do is make a decision. Do you want to stay with the Amagi and grind out the free XP to get to the Sea Hall? Because you need to get to the Sea Hall as fast as you possibly can. The A Hall is horrible. You have almost no AA. You only have 2 secondary turrets on the side. You have, I think it's this one and this one, and then you have 3 of these 155 millimeter turrets in the back, and it's just a horrible starting point, and you have basically none of this AA that you see on the deck. The B hole is slightly better. You get some more hit points, but still, you just need to get to that C hole as fast as possible. These two can wait, especially this one. This one you can do the propulsion modification last because it only adds 0.8 knots to your top speed, and you're not going to be going anywhere with Izumo on the map anyway, as I will explain later. Okay, so the captain's skills. What you want to do is, and I transferred my Izumo captain to the Yamato because that's what I was building him up for. I want to start with preventative maintenance because you need all those 3 turrets in the front. You're going to be taking a lot of hits on those turrets. Those turrets are going to be going down, and you need to mitigate that as much as possible. You need to get the WD-40 for your turrets because you need these turrets going as fast as they possibly can. Then you want to go with basic firing training, then advanced firing training. Because like I said, the Izumo on the Sea Hull has good secondaries and good AA. And then you can either go with Adrenaline Rush or Superintendent. Now, in the current meta, I would go with Superintendent first because of all the HE spam that's going on right now. But Adrenaline Rush is also a good choice because when you're playing Izumo, you're going to be taking hits all the time, so that's just going to increase the reload speed of your guns, which is a good thing. But me personally, I would go with Superintendent first, then Adrenaline Rush, and then Concealment, which I haven't even gotten to yet. 2 more points. Almost there. Okay, so back to Izumo. So, looking at her, you can see this thing's got a ton of just open deck space. You're going to be taking HE rounds left and right from cruisers, British battleships, and other battleships. Now what you want to do is, if you have it, or if you have the doubloons sitting around, I would recommend playing Dunkirk first. Gives you a good idea of what you want to do. Because just like the Izumo, the Dunkirk has weak sides. It's got turrets in the front, although this one only has 2. And pretty much pointless secondaries, but unfortunately you can't upgrade Dunkirk because it's a premium ship. I mean, honestly, looking at the French battleship line coming up, Izumo fits in better there than it does in the current Japanese battleship line, except it's slower. But anyway, yes, I would recommend playing Dunkirk first to get a feel for it, because you're going to be in Izumo for a long time unless you just have the free XP to go through it, and if you do, good on you. But it's not, I mean, I'm not saying you have to play Dunkirk to understand Izumo. I would just recommend it. Okay, so what you want to do when playing Izumo is You want to stay close to the islands if you can. You never want to go anywhere by yourself. Never do that. I don't care if someone is shouting at you for being a lemming. You stay with the pack. And ironically, playing the worst battleship in the game will actually make you better at playing the best battleship in the game, the Yamato. Because pretty much everything you're going to do with Izumo, you're going to be doing with the Yamato. It's just that Yamato's more rewarding than Izumo is. So you got weak sides. You want to show your sides as the least amount of time as possible. Because, let's look at the armor. Basically from here back, you're going to eat pins. I don't care what's shooting at you, you're going to eat it. Destroyers, cruisers, it's going to penetrate and it's going to do damage. So all you want the enemy to see is this. Forget this turret exists. You just have 2 turrets. This turret doesn't exist. Don't even look at it. Don't try to swing it around. This is all you want the enemy to see. So you want to find a channel, sit yourself there, and you're going to do the Iowa 2-step, which is you point your bow toward the enemy, you go forward, you go back, you go forward, you go back, you stay in the back, and you wait. No, it doesn't sound thrilling. I know it's not, because I don't play like that normally. I like to brawl in my battleships, which Izumo was a really big letdown when I got to it. So after you have situated yourself, you're going to stay there. And if your team moves on, you're going to move on. Don't sit there by yourself, because eventually a destroyer is going to come around and torpedo you. Now, when these secondaries are built up all the way, they will have a 10-kilometer firing radius. And they are actually really good at repelling destroyer attacks. Now granted, they will still get through, and they will still torpedo you. But you do have a 30% torpedo damage reduction, which is it's better than some ships, but it's still not the best. So you can eat 1 or 2 and be okay, but you don't want to be eating too many. And whatever destroyer it is, it's going to if it gets within your range, which is a rarity, your secondaries will chew it up pretty good. But it shouldn't be just you. You should be surrounded by your allies. You never want to go alone by yourself in this ship. I promise you, it's a mistake. Don't do it. So AA-wise, on this current captain with no captain skill, I have a rating of 66. I believe that goes up to, I think it goes up to 80, 89. But don't let that deceive you. If a CV wants you dead, they can absolutely delete you within the first 2 minutes of a game. I've had it happen. That's the thing about the ship, it's slow, so wherever your team's going to go, you have to know, you have to communicate, you have to know where they're going. I've been left behind by my team before because they were going to the western side of the map, and I was already headed to the eastern side of the map because a cruiser and destroyer wanted to go there, and I was going to support them. You don't do that. You can't do that. Don't be the hero that goes with the 2 ships that want to go somewhere else. You stay with the pack. Because they turned around, went to the western side of the map, but by the time I was even halfway over there, I had been spotted, and the carrier sent his entire fleet of airplanes after me, and I was dead within 3 minutes. Don't do it. It's good enough to handle, like, tier 7, tier 8 planes, but tier 9 and 10, it may shoot down 1 or 2 on the way to you, and another 2 on the way back, but it's not enough. It can't even take the edge off. So don't. The whole moral of this video is don't go anywhere alone in Izumo. It's a mistake. Okay, anyway. Now the armor is good enough to bounce shells when angled, and it's quite hilarious when you do because you get pinned all the time, and when something like an Iowa or a Lion broadsides you and all the shells just bounce off your hull, it's quite amusing. So especially since you're in Izumo, which is known to be... It's basically the Pensacola of battleships. It gets pinned by everything. Oh, also, so... It's best to keep at medium to short range, and yes, I did say short. Because the dispersion on these guns, it's so unpredictable and so random that at long range, you're going to be missing most of your shots. Like, when I say most, I mean you may get one overpin on something if you shoot at it and it's like 18 plus kilometers away. That's really bad, even by battleship standards. At long range, these guns make the Germans' guns look good. I'm not kidding. Just go watch my Izumo video and the grind video. It's bad. When you go into close range, and the time at which you do that is after like half of the enemy team is sunk and you're down to like your last 4 or 5 ships, and you're one of those last 4 or 5 ships, and the enemy has 4 or 5 ships left. That's when you move in with Izumo, because by then most of those ships should be, you know, they should have taken a couple of hits. They should be, you know, 3/4 health, half health. That's when you move in with your godlike secondaries. And yes, the secondaries are good when you can get them in close. They do a nice job of wrecking cruisers, destroyers, and even battleships at times. That's when you move in with your Izumo, which you should have been sitting, you know, pretty far back during the opening of the battle and during most of the battle. But when it gets to this point to where it's like 4 or 5 ships left on each team, that's when you move in. So you have a full health Izumo with, you know, all your secondaries intact, because you should have been hugging the islands to where the cruisers and other HE spammers could have shot you. That's when you move in, and that's when you wreck everything. I've done this before. It happens more often than you think with Izumo. You know, first I wasn't recording because I was just grinding to the Yamato, and that's when I came up with the strategy. You can completely just mop up the enemy team at the end of the match with Izumo if you play it right. However, if you go in close range with another battleship and he's full health and you're full health, neither one of you two are coming away. Neither one of you two are coming away because you're ramming him. If you are charging him, bow one, don't charge him coming in at an angle or anything, because they'll just zip around you, because Izumo's pretty slow. Well, no, it's not pretty slow. It is slow for a tier 9 battleship. They'll just zip around you, find your sides, and delete you. You're going to keep bow onto them, and you're going to ram them. It's the only way. I'm sorry, it just doesn't work. You may get lucky and get that third turret around in time to hit him in the Citadel and delete him. But if it's like a Curve First, FDG, Lion, Conqueror, you're not doing that. You're not getting their Citadel, so you're ramming. So basically, the Izumo is one giant torpedo in that case. To deal with the HE spam, what you're gonna want to do is 2 fires, don't put it out, let it burn, use your repair, sacrifice that rather than your damage control. Because in the current meta with the British battleships, you're going to be on fire a lot. So you just got to be a man. 2 fires, let it burn. 3 fires, let it burn until it gets to half, or until you get far enough away, then put it out. It sounds like it sucks, and it does, trust me. Because with British HE, you're going to lose a lot of these, and that's why you want to hang back. You're going to lose a lot of these, you're going to lose almost all of this, because, you know, look, they're all around the edges of your ship, and this is what the enemy's going to be seeing, so they're going to be HE spamming you, and all this A up here is going to be gone. So at that point, if there's a carrier in the game, you're pretty much dead. Because carriers know this, and they know that Izumo's a nice big juicy target. I mean, look at all the deck space they have to hit with dive bombers. Also, you're going to want to use the fighter plane. Because of the HE carrier combo, thankfully HE can't knock this out. This is your last little buddy to help you against planes. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Just a couple of tips I could think of on the spot to ease your pain with Izumo. Now for the B and A hull, you can use the same strategy, just know that you have pretty much no AA and your secondaries aren't at their full strength yet. So you are going to hang back even more. I know it sucks, it's a really passive playstyle, but it's what you're going to have to do to survive. But like I said, just save that free XP up on a Magi or some other ship. Just transfer it and get to that sea hull as fast as possible. If you don't have the money for that, I mean, I went through it. I didn't save up the free XP. I went straight through A, B, C. It's doable. It just sucks. It takes a while. So anyway, I hope this helps. And thanks for watching.